It's a new weekly challenge. It's the Farmlands. Let's get straight to it. Needles and haystacks, get the loot, and get back out. Now, obviously, Glenn would seem like a natural choice for this kind of mission, but we've got a chance to field one of the absolutely best teams that you possibly can in this game. Sasha is our star hero. Good out of bad is simply just one of the greatest leadership traits that you can have for a leader. I'm going to be giving her the Blaze Guard Plus. I just love this weapon. Yumiko and Mercer are the perfect co-stars for a team led by Sasha. Firing squad means that everybody gets to rattle off more shots. That means that you're going to be causing more damage and having more chance to land those body shots and therefore more chance to get charge points. Going to give Mercer the Champion Assault Rifle Code Orange. Actually, let's stick with the theme. Let's use Nat's Scream Stick. Man at Arms, of course, is an absolute S-tier leadership trait as well, and I strongly suggest always giving the cookie to Mercer and Michonne's cat to Yumiko. That's what I do. Hey, if you've got a different idea, that's cool. If you've got something else that works for you, great. But that's what I do. Okay, now ideally with this little combo, everybody is in range of each other and has line of sight to the same targets, so that when Yumiko shoots, everybody else does too. Doesn't matter if we split this team up. I'm very used to using Connie as the leader, in which case you kind of want to always stay cuddled up together. The joy of using Sasha is that you can just move your team to wherever they need to go, and you're going to be just as effective, basically. You can spread out a little bit. So this mission, I think this is a good strategy generally. We've got some crates to search. They're spread out across the stage. I think that actually getting to the right side of the screen and then moving left is the way to do it. I can't remember now. Do walkers start spawning? Yes, they do. So as soon as you have searched all of the crates and found what you're after, walkers start spawning from the right side of the map. So definitely, I would recommend get to the right side of the map first, start searching those crates there, and then work your way back. Glenn is always a good choice on these kinds of missions because you do get an action after you've searched those crates. Because there's only 3 crates, you know exactly which ones you've got to go for. It's not like there's a dozen that you have to go searching through to find what you're after. There's some blind spots, that's for sure. That's a problem for ranged teams, no doubt about it. But the fact is, you're just so powerful. Sasha, Yumiko, Mercer is just so powerful. You should be able to blast the heck out of anything that comes your way. If you've got a weapon like Nat's Scream Stick or the Decimator, where you can target wherever you want, then you can sort of shoot around those corners. You can fire into the blind spots, and you can stun or kill whatever might otherwise leap out and grab you. Not too much else to say. There is a threat counter, so you better be aware of that. I've always thought keeping quiet is a good way to negate the threat counter. But if you've got that much firepower that you can just kill everything that's going to come at you, make noise. You're just gonna mow down whatever comes after you. Open the gate and get out. So we got a goo, at least one goo, maybe a couple. Let's see what we got. Okay, so it's over there. Obviously, you can get some ranged weapons, like Yumiko's Blizzard pistol here is actually silent, so we can kind of cheat. Everyone can get a shot in without actually making any noise if we shoot with Yumiko. So we just gotta push our way through here. Now, I can't remember, is this the one where when we start opening the gate, a bad guy appears from under the haystacks? Before we start opening the gate, let's make sure that everybody's got their, yes, there we go, got their actions. So there you go, as soon as you start opening the gate, another goo appears from under the tractor. Handy to know he's there. It's only a couple of turns before that gate is open. If the threat counter hits 0, then they're climbing out of that rock, those hay bales. As long as you can cripple them, they aren't going to get to you before you've opened that gate. Yumiko is great to have on this. While somebody is engaged with that gate, have Yumiko stood nearby. And if the person opening the gate is in range of and can see Yumiko's target, they will turn around and shoot, even though they're occupied with doing something. Sasha is so good because when you get to even slightly challenging difficulties, you're going to get body shots. You can get badges, you can get traits, things like that, which reduce the chances of getting body shots or increase the chances of getting criticals. Doesn't matter. You're still going to be landing loads and loads of body shots. Body shots don't cause any damage in themselves. So you need to either be inflicting status effects, maybe slowing the walkers down, setting them alight, or you just need to be making damn sure that you are charged every single time. And you can inflict the status effects of those charge attacks and the extra damage that they bring. Take down both of the tough walkers. Looks like they're tanks. What does that say? Attacks are always non-body shots. Sorry if there's just a bit of an interrupt there. I just got a phone call through. I'll try and edit that out. Attacks are always non-body shots. Huh, never noticed that. That's very handy because there's some weapons which have the stipulation non-body shot attacks will ensnare or cripple or anything. It's quite big information. Huh. Anyway, take down both of the tough walkers. I mean, they're so damn tough that I guess that's the whole point. It doesn't really matter anyway whether they're body shots. They've got such great health, but yeah, that's handy to know. It's actually a negative when you've got Sasha as the leader because you're not going to get any charge points from attacking those tanks. So it's just fascinating. Yeah. Never knew that. Okay, you can see that setting targets alight is a very, very good idea. This isn't a huge map, so having weapons with a long range is very, very good. And as soon as you've killed those 2 tough targets, that's it. Mission's over. So I suggest having very long-ranged weapons. Set them alight. You're going to have a couple of walkers starting close to you that you're going to want to deal with as well. So maybe things with a big spread. You know, things like the champion assault rifle or whatever. You're going to be hitting a lot of targets all at once, slowing them down, causing damage, whatever you've got. A charge attack from Mercer is always a devastating thing, especially if you have cookies. Even on very high levels, you can find yourself one-shotting very tough walkers. Oh, that's nice. Okay, what's next? Vermin control killer walkers. Attacks always non-body shots and on goos as well. I've made many videos. I've been playing this game for many, many years. That's still news to me. I'm still learning new things about this game. Okay, yeah, I thought there was a little something there. So this, ideally, the same as all kill or walker missions. You kind of want to use your range to your advantage. Ideally, you want to take walkers on one at a time. You might get a chance to kill a huge swath of them all at once, in which case you want to take that. Never advance without Overwatch on. There's a bit of a luck of the draw thing. You might find yourself start with the walkers starting close. They might all be over the other side of the screen. I think certainly having weapons that will ensnare or cripple the walkers is good. Whether they start near or far, you're going to want to be able to do that. Setting walkers alight, you tend to have a lot of time for that to actually take effect. So that's a pretty good one on that mission. Ideally, the principle of trying to take on one or just a few walkers at a time, it's good advice. Advancing only when you have to. Always keeping Overwatch on. You've got no threat counter. You've got no time limit whatsoever. So you can take things at your own pace. Get to the exit and into the main house. Love that colourful Blaze Guard Plus. Okay, so we've got a threat counter that ticks over pretty quickly, so maybe you're going to want to think about being quiet. But as I said earlier, you might want to think about just being able to gun down every flipping thing in your way. It's a valid tactic. Okay, so we've got some tanks. Might want to save your charge points for them. This is a pretty straightforward one. Fight your way to the exit. I mean, what can you say? Obviously, the objective is to get to this lovely, safe green bar. Not to necessarily kill everything in your way. If you're really struggling, perhaps you can use things like the Whisperer's Mask and flares to distract the walkers. You don't have to gun them all down. You could complete this mission without killing anything. The whole point is you get to the end. Characters like Huntsman Daryl or Beta could be useful. Obviously, their abilities... Well, Beta's doesn't work on tanks, but still. If you can just glide on by those walkers, get to the exit. But really, with Sasha, Yumiko, Mercy, you should be able to kill your way through anything, really. There's the threat counter, obviously, if you're getting completely swamped with that, think of switching to silent weapons, but hammer and sword, get the loot and get out. Another one where perhaps we would be thinking about using Glenn. But again, there is that principle of, well, if we can kill everything, do we really need to worry about finesse? Something that I typically like to do early on is kill the big, tough walkers. Now, we've got a threat counter. That means that other walkers are going to be coming in, sure. But they're going to be regular walkers. Reinforcements are never... well, on higher difficulties, yes. Much higher difficulties, round sort of 70 plus, yes, you're going to get reinforcements that are things like tanks or Commonwealth walkers or armored walkers, sure. These sort of earlier stages, they're just going to be regular walkers. As soon as you've dealt with those tough walkers, no more will appear. So that can kind of be the first objective. Just get rid of those really tough ones. And then you don't have to worry about it. You just got to worry about regular walkers. I know that this one, it can get a little bit tough. You've got those tight corners. That threat counter ticks over pretty quickly. Now, I know that when we do this, that happens. So when you open that last box, you want to make darn sure that as many people as possible have got their actions available. If you used Glenn, he'll still be able to run away and attack that tank. Otherwise, what you could do, of course, with Yumiko on your team, if it's a ranged character who opened that trunk, doesn't have any action points, well, if they can see and are in range of the target that Yumiko is shooting at, they will turn around and shoot, even if they don't have any action points. That is the mission set. Now, this doesn't have too many surprises. It doesn't have any missions like fish in a barrel or anything like that. It's a pretty straightforward, simple set of missions. You've got one of the best heroes that you can possibly have as your star hero. And there's nothing like Guild Wars to distract you and draw your attention away from getting as many stars as you possibly can. So how about you and your guild push for a truly amazing score? This is a great opportunity to get a personal best. If you do have any dramas with any particular missions, let me know and either I or somebody else in the community will help. But good luck to you and your guild, and I'll catch you in the next video.